Okay, guys, I'm going to show you what I have been using to make money in this game. So, you don't really need to be too high to be doing this, hauling-wise. I am at senior member, getting close to master, but you only need to get to member. So, like, you only have trainee, rookie, junior to go through. And they're really not too hard. You'll be able to afford to rent a Connie Taurus as soon as you get to about rookie anyways, based off of, you know, just what's going on here. So what you want to do is you want to get to, you could get to member first. You can like get through rookie, junior, obviously. I'm not going to repeat myself. Member, and then you go through contracts, hauling. Scroll down. I'm on Port Tresler, by the way, so if you spawn in at like Microtech, New Babbage, it's a pretty easy grind. So what you're looking for is the corundum and the carbon. Just give me a second here to accept them all. So, not the stems. Corundum. Offers. So now we're looking for the ones that are 99. Here they are. All 4 of them are in a row. So it's titanium. There we go. Aluminum, tungsten, and quartz. All right. Please just work. All right, one more to grab, and we are good to go. Okay, so we'll put an image on the screen. So this method I'm doing here, if you are smart and, you know, quick about your loading and unloading, this can net you roughly 576,000 aUEC every 30 minutes. If you don't like doing like the crazy long haul grinds and you don't want to sit there and, you know, waste your time fucking around with like trying to get a hull C to line up inside the green box, you know, doing all that shit. You don't want to do that. You know, you just take the Connie here, like so. Having a max lift, very important, just in case, you know, things that you're moving end up falling underneath your tractor beam cannon here on the Connie. That gonna open for me? Cool. Moving on. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get inside. We're gonna come over here to this. Hit the freight elevator. Just wait for this to load up. Sometimes it takes forever and you have to hop off the computer and hop back on the terminal to get the stuff to show up. And then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to accept everything here to come up the freight elevator. All right, bring it up. And that'll start coming up. Any second now. There we go. You can see the red flashing light, which means it's coming up. And another YouTuber I was watching do another version of this that just requires you having, you know, more than one Connie, i.e. owning one and then renting one. It's a little faster and you make a little more money, but if you just need something that's like gonna get you by so you're not, you know, fucking broke all the time in the game, this works. Let's go ahead and get out of the seat there. Actually, hold on a second. Certain things, depending on what server you're playing on. Sometimes if you're an NA player playing in an EU server, because, you know, shards are dead and whatnot, it's really good to not be in your weapons SCM. Because sometimes these boxes can hit your shield and knock your Connie sideways. You know? 13 years in development, by the way. Still getting some weird stuff. In the turret, hit Q, so it's more of an FPS control than anything else. And the way I like to do it is I like to start with a backline of tungsten and titanium. And then, obviously, put the quartz and the aluminum in the center, and then finish off the loading with the corundum and the carbon. I don't know why they decided to put these new markers on everything with the latest hotfix patch for 4.2, but it's a lot more annoying than it used to be. This was pretty easy going when you could just see, you know, the item when you picked it up. But now having these little point markers on them, pings as people would say, is kind of fucking annoying. Not gonna lie. All right. Oh, another important thing is I'm using a Google Sheets document to like I have it set as a manifest. Here, I'll just pull it on the screen and then you guys can see. We'll just do, is it window capture? Yeah, window capture will do. Actually, hold on. Just we'll do a display capture. There we go. Yeah, automatic is fine. Pull it down here. And then, why is it not working? Automatic, I don't know why it's not working. But anyways, let's go ahead and delete this because it's not working. So, I will take a screenshot of it and I will put it on the screen right now. What you need to do is you need to go into your mobiGlass, look at your contracts, and then see how much you're hauling here. So for instance, we have 5 quartz, 5 going to Gray Stanton, 9 going to Babbage, and then 6 going into Sakura Gold. So what I do is I have these here on the little Google Sheets thing, kind of like my own little manifest, and I place them there because I want to know where things are going. And if you're like quick about this is a pretty quick process, actually. So now you just keep loading, and I'm gonna just, you know, I'm not gonna force you guys to watch me do this. I'm just gonna finish doing it and then cut to the it being done. Okay, so we got this all situated and whatnot. We got tungsten in the very back, titanium behind that, aluminum, and then quartz, and then carbon and corundum. Just those 6 contracts all in the Connie. So now we're going to leave Port Tresler, and we're going to head down. Few things to really drive home a point here. Be very careful when loading stuff in the very back. Like, just use the grid as best you can. Go past the end of your cargo hold until, like, the grid snapping points disappear, and then slowly come back in with the scroll of your mouse, just to make sure you're utilizing the most space possible. Alright, so we're going to get the ATC hit here. We're going to get the thrusters turned back on. We're going to make sure that we're leaving at a good angle. So you're just going to go out and, I don't know, for some reason it always seems like they put me in a hangar that's parallel to the planet on the left side, but there have been times where I've come out and it's been on the right hand side. Based off of where the sun is located though, I'm pretty sure I just go this way. Nice. Okay, cool. You're just gonna jump to microtech, and then you're gonna go to the furthest point possible for the tracking. And for some reason, I am not tracking anything currently. Weird. Sure. Which one? We'll just go with the tungsten. Track the tungsten. All right. So you're gonna go to the furthest point because this one's 1.8. The other one is literally Babbage. It's right underneath you. So the furthest point possible, which is Gray Cat Stanton 4. And then you're just gonna go from Gray Cat to Sakura. It should be like 1 megameter or like 900-ish kilometers away from you once you're done. And then once you're done at Sakura, you just go to NBIS, you drop your shit off, you accept all 6 new ones, go up to Tresler, and it's pretty rinse and repeat, honestly. And you'll see here, I have 3.1 mil currently in the bottom left there. Oh, oops. And you can just kind of fly in as fast as you want, because eventually your throttle will be dictated by, you know, like a proximity field to the location. And it'll just start slowing you down progressively. And we're close enough. Hit your ATC button so you get a hanger. That one over there. And we're just gonna come flying in there. Hit the landing gear so we slow down even more. Hit your brakes a little bit just so you're not going too quick. And then angle yourself. Start getting down there. There we go. And there are freight hangars on both sides of the landing pad. And then you just... a little closer. There we go. Alright, and then kill your thrusters so nothing fucked happens when you're on the landing pad, because sometimes your ship can just take off. Then you drop your cargo bay. Get out. Make sure you get into the lower turret. Make sure you hit Q so it's more of an FPS control than that, you know, the way the ship is. So here we have to drop off 4 carbon. Okay. And then 4 corundum, which would be right here. Oh my god, where's the 4s of corundum? Sometimes these can, like, depending on your server FPS, this can be either really good or really shitty. Today it's being really shitty. I don't know why. But the next thing you want to do is you want to, in the most optimized way possible, the quickest way to get down and get back in the ship. So what you want to do is you want to just hit this so it goes down. You walk over it and jump off the side here. Close that so it goes back up. Also, listen for anything hopping around there. Sometimes if things aren't snapped to the grid, they can fall through the bottom of the ship. So just look for that when that's going up. All right, and then back into here, set it down. And you just want to look for the green ticks to make sure everything is ticked green so you know you're dropping off the right amount of things. If you do drop something off on one side of the slash there, or the, you know, it says like the 1 of 1 or the 2 of 2 or whatever it is. Sometimes it can say 2 of 1, which means you've put too much on the elevator, and they will let you deliver things you know, in excess. But yeah, now we're ready to go to the next location. I'm going to just go ahead and do that, and then we will snap forward to the NBIS terminal, or international, where we're going to drop everything off. So here we are. I'm going to be coming into Sakura Sun Goldenrod to drop off the next little bit of it. So this isn't like for purposes. This is taking me a little longer than it normally would because obviously I'm recording a tutorial. This is for people who want to do this inside of the Microtech system without having to go, you know, big gigantic quantum jumps to, you know, gain money, which, you know, it might be faster, you know, but if you spawn in here and this is like where you're spending a majority of your time around Microtech and the surrounding moons, you know, it's pretty good. Another thing to talk about here is if you ever come to one of these places, you know, you come to Sakura Sun Goldenrod or Stanton Gray Cat, and you hit your ATC button and there's no way for you to get inside. Any one of these pads here on the sides of these complexes have access to a freight elevator, which is right there where my crosshair is. But you'd land here and it'd be the same process as if you were going inside. So we just finished getting everything on the freight elevator here at Sakura Sun Goldenrod. We're gonna just go ahead and do the same little jump off scheme we do here. I was losing a lot of food and water, but yeah, everything is lined up here just right. And send it down. Oh, we are missing. Really? Oh yeah, I guess we are. My bad. We'll just grab that really quick. So we need to take one of these. So it will tell you if you are missing something. It's completely okay to be missing something because, you know, even if you just throw it right there, it doesn't even have to grid snap. And then you just come over here and go to this, and you do that. It will say that everything is where it's supposed to be. All green lights. Cool. And now the best part is, like, when you get to the end of it, you know, and you're like, you know, getting rid of the final things at, oh, I hear a bunch of shit randomly moving. Nothing has fallen out. Good. When you get to the MBIS at Babbage, it doesn't matter what you're doing there anymore. You're just literally firing things onto the elevator and collecting your money. And in, you know, 30 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on how fast you are and how good of a pilot you are, you have made over 500,000 aUEC. Okay, so here we are. We've got our cargo elevator down. And like I was saying, like, it really doesn't matter how you orient stuff now that you're here in Babbage. You're just gonna go ahead and just fire everything onto the elevator as fast as you can. It really only matters, you know, to begin with, like, what you're doing, where things are going, because everything now, you know, everything's gonna line up because you got everything onto the other two freight elevators properly. So, like, just start throwing it on there. Get it on there as fast as you can, you know, don't waste time. And if by chance you did overload one of the freight elevators with, you know, too much of one thing, you know, you may lose about 70,000 aUEC, but you can just, you know, submit a 90% done contract. It's not the end of the world, you know. If you're doing this every 30 minutes, you know, you're not even really going to notice it too much. But yeah, just try your best to make sure that you have everything on all three elevators before sending them down, and you don't have too much. Okay, here's one of my titaniums. Nope, don't. I'm, okay. Okay. There we go. I'm literally fighting server FPS right now because I'm playing on a European server because we were having some issues with US shards earlier today. There was only one US shard that I could connect to, and it was really bad. A lot of persistent entities were everywhere, like, you know, just dead ships just floating around Port Tresler, New Babbage, and anywhere else I went. So, finally, my friend told me earlier, well, like before I started recording this, that there were some new NA shards open, so let me go check those out after if we're going to keep doing this. Alright, so everything should be on there and ready to go. I am going to go into the back of the elevator because that item that didn't snap and kind of flew off the pile of shit there. I want to make sure that's not just sitting on the side, because if it's sitting on the side, it cannot count towards your complete. Yeah, see, look at that. It's just sitting on the side there. Are you serious? Too heavy to pick up my ass. All right. So now we're going to just come over here. We're going to send these down. Come on. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Done, 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 and done. And now, before we send these down, like I said, sitting at 3.162464 million aUEC. Confirm. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of little completes there. But watch, that number will grow as soon as that hits the bottom. There you go, look at that. 500,000 aUEC plus in 30 minutes of work. So, if this guide helps you, or if it looks like something that you feel like you could do, please like, comment, subscribe. My content usually isn't this. I'm usually live every day on Twitch, not exactly playing Star Citizen. I am more of a Dark Souls challenge runner, Souls-ish, Souls-born, Souls-like. Yeah, whatever you want to call them. Usually challenge running on there. But, you know, sometimes I do load up Star Citizen on stream. Sometimes I, you know, play Counter-Strike on stream. I'm a variety streamer. But, yeah, you can see me over there at twitch.tv/intheory. And thanks for your time. Take care.